Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is where we talk about all things books. Now, I'm going to be going over everything I read in July, which is honestly, I only read 3 books because 2 of them were pretty lengthy and I had to get over the ending of the series, and that is I finished the Mistborn trilogy and I read The Well of Ascension. That's the back of it. I read The Well of Ascension and The Hero of Ages. I enjoyed this series so much. It was a lot of fun. It took me a while to... I had a bit of a book hangover, honestly, after I finished reading The Hero of Ages, and then I picked up a short, simple book because I just needed something short and simple, and so I read a little small, I guess, short story or novella called My Night Before Christmas. It's a romance. Like I said, I just needed something simple that I could just segue into something else. It wasn't my favorite book, but it was okay. Anyway, let's start with The Well of Ascension. The Well of Ascension was my favorite. I already have a review out. I will link it above if you want to go watch it. I go in lengthy spoilers and tell you everything that I liked, what I didn't like, but overall, this was my favorite of the series. I enjoyed it. The political intrigue was amazing. The character growth was amazing. So go watch that video if you haven't already, and you can, I guess, fangirl with me a little bit. Now, with The Hero of Ages, I actually didn't like this one as much as I was expecting. This is my least favorite of the 3. Because it was pretty much just the same themes from these 2 books put into one book. And I was a little disappointed. I guessed all of the plot twists in this one. It wasn't a surprise to me, and I was kind of bummed about that because these 2 threw me for a loop with the plot twists and I didn't guess them at all. But this one, I already knew, and I was disappointed. I was hoping for another... I guess technically the reveal of the Hero of the Ages was supposed to be the big reveal, but it was blatantly obvious really at probably about a quarter of the way through this book. I guessed it. I kind of had an inkling of a feeling that it was the actual Hero of Ages was that person or another one. I'm trying to leave out spoilers. I had thought the Hero of Ages was one of 2 people, and one of the 2 was the actual person, and I guess that went in The Well of Ascension, but it really solidified it probably about a quarter of the way through this book when they were going over prophecies and such, and then I went back and reread the prophecies that Tindwyl and Sazed went through in here, and yeah, it definitely clicked pretty early on in The Hero of Ages. So there's that. Like I said, The Hero of Ages wasn't bad, but I just saw a lot of the same themes in it, and it was a little disappointing. I figured that Brandon Sanderson would move on from those themes in that book, but it was very prevalent in all 3 books. It just, yeah, I enjoyed the series a whole lot, but I was a little disappointed at the end. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. The Well of Ascension was my favorite, though. I enjoyed it a lot. I will give a more in-depth review for The Hero of Ages later, but as of right now, I don't have that one up, but I do have The Well of Ascension up, so go watch that one. And then the 3rd book that I read was My Night Before Christmas, and it was very cliche. The female lead character was not my favorite. She was extremely childish, and it was kind of one of those hee, isn't it so cute that I'm so childish? No, absolutely not. It wasn't. I wasn't a fan of her, and some of the conversations just weren't conversations you would have in real life, honestly. the way they played out between the main female lead and the main male character. I don't really see you really saying those things in real life, and so it just kind of was cringy, and I didn't care for it much at all. It was an okay book. It was a good segue into leaving the Mistborn series, which was heavy, into the next book that I'm reading, which is also Brandon Sanderson, which is Triss of the Emerald Sea. So anyway, those are all the books that I read for July. All the series that I finished in the Finish the Series Summer are, I finished the Daughter of the Moon Goddess series. I finished the Percy Jackson series. I read all of the chapters of Spy Family until the current one. I read the rest of the Mistborn trilogy, and yeah, that's it. What I have left is the reread of The Green Ember and The Keeper of the Lost Cities. And I think I have one or two more, but I can't think of those off the top of my head. But those two are definitely the ones that I'm going to finish at some point, but not in August, because I've already decided what I'm doing in August. And if you want to know that, you can go watch that video of my August reads. I will link that above, so click on it and go watch it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!